That's the problem when you start streaming, is it's very difficult to watch other people's streams because you're streaming. So like about the most streams I catch is like right after my stream, like when I'm trying to wind down from streaming, like I'll usually watch whoever I've raided. Yeah, downside of fish fillet is once they've cooled off, the amount of hunger they help with is negligible. You came for the cute profile pic and you stayed for the content. Excellent. I am super proud of those like the profile pics and the emotes. I will say, I believe you are the first person who said that was the reason you showed up was a profile pic, if I'm being honest. You're probably not actually the only person who's done it, but the only one who's actually said that they did that. Because unfortunately, the data that Twitch does give me doesn't tell me if people showed up because of the profile pic, because they wouldn't know. Alright, we got a zombie down here, let's get rid of him. The profile pic did help you stay. Interesting. I tried to go with the theme, and for those who are new here, there's actually background to where that profile pic comes from. Ultimately, all they gotta do is ask us, "Geez, get on it, Twitch." Oh yeah. But so when I first started the stream, I had no intention of like actually putting effort in shouldn't be the word I'm saying here, but like doing anything with the stream. I figured I would never see more than 10 people, like no big deal, whatever. Like that, like it was never an intent to do something with it. I was playing GTRP with a group of people, and there was going to be a couple of them who would be quote unquote out of town, which is GTRP talk for they weren't going to be online. And so they were feeling left out. And so I was like, hey, you know what? I can stream it. I'll stream it for you. That way you can, at least catch my perspective what's going on, so you're not totally feeling out of it. And then, like, people actually started tuning into my RimWorld and everything, like, oh, I might actually be able to make affiliate. Like, this is a doable thing. And then we actually had someone, it was Trustin, who's a Project Zomboid streamer, tossed us a raid of, like, 70-something people, got us affiliate, and then people kept coming back from the PZ content, like, very regularly. And that's like, oh, like, this could be a thing now. Like, actually a thing. Not necessarily like I could live off of it or something, but like actually, make a couple bucks. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've tuned in a little bit and caught a little bit. Usually it's I can only catch just a little bit at the beginning of my stream a couple of times. But that's usually when they actually get on like a little bit earlier than normal. Thank you so much for the follow. Call me Cohen. Welcome to the stream. Like, I want to say, isn't the new Path of Exile League getting ready to drop? Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I mentioned it on the stream, like, so currently on Steam, Path of Exile is the game I played more than any other game, period. And that's how I found my way to Ziggy's stream was, Ziggy Path of Exile. You end up there. But, getting ready to be dark. That's fine. Yeah. Part of me wants to make Path of Exile happen, and I did actually do 2 or 3 streams way back with Path of Exile. Yep, early morning we're gonna have Terrible Storm. So it's actually early morning. Alright, let's just go down the main road because I don't want to go too far. Just because getting ready to be super dark. We're expecting a nasty storm. So we're just gonna do cleanup for today. But yeah, so like, and it's the thing I've mentioned on stream. Like I've 40-40 challenged a couple leagues. I've hit 100 more than once. Like I played Path hard. And I still love the game, but I have not been particularly active the last couple leagues. Like, I started having wrist pain, and so... until they start doing stuff to actually address RSI, I'm like, I have to drop the game. I mean, that's one way to describe it. And I mean, right now, these 16x pops runs are definitely the most popular content I've done on the channel. Alright, well, we'll just damage our truck in a bunch of cones, because it's getting dark and I'm not seeing things. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can't see any zombies on the side of the road. I could be pulling the whole map behind us. Well, I don't see a big trail of death behind us. That's good. Yeah, no, so I did play a little last league and the league before it. Ultimatum was the league that I kind of was like, alright, I need to, like, properly take a break from the game. Because I was doing that, and I mean, part of it was just how RNG getting the boss to show up was. I'm like, okay, I've done, you know, like I said, I've done 40-40. I know how Path of Exile can be, where it's like, alright, this boss is RNG, prepare to play, you know, 300 hours just to see the new content. And it's just like, you know what? I'm not doing it. Like, this, I just don't want to. I love the game, but I just want to do the new content. Like, I'm down to have to get into red maps and work the red maps and all that, but just waiting for RNG to grace me the privilege of playing the boss is not something I'm cool with. I did in Delve. I did in a couple other leagues. Right. To me, it's like, okay, when I hit around level 90, I should be able to access all content in the game. And I don't mind the game, you know, accessing the content having a cost, like the fragments or anything like that. I'm okay with that. That's fine. As long as I can target farm fragments. But when it's just like, okay, play the lottery and wait. Yeah, if you can target farm them, sure. Or if you can do something like what I understand they're doing with the Shaper Elder stuff, where you can apparently just, I guess, take the fragments and hit them with a Horizon Orb or something I saw. I haven't been keeping up. Like, if I do play this league, right now, I don't know anything about the league. I haven't watched any of the trailers or anything because I stream too much. Yeah, and I'm even okay if you can't trade for them. Like, if you have to do something to unlock it, so long as it's not an RNG fest. Okay, so we have all the zombies coming out from where we passed through earlier. But yeah. I don't even know what the name of the new league is. I take that back. I do know what the name of the league is. It was like Conquer the Atlas or something. Oh, that's a new end game is Conquer, or no, Conquest the Atlas or something. Gotcha. So it's called Arch Nemesis, and that's all we know? Cool. Yeah, my thing is when it comes to like the standard and I get a lot of people play standard and I get why especially. Like that's kind of where I'm at right now with playing is that I want to do all the new content, but I understand Path of Exile is one of those games you either like to get to the content in the Challenge League, you have to play the league like a good solid month. Or you just accept you're not getting to partake in the new content. And, like, unless that's just what I streamed as I switched to Path of Exile, that just... I don't see how I could do it. Like, that's really been kind of the thing going on right now with, like... I normally actually play quite a few different games at any given time, but since I started streaming, it very much is like the games that are popular on my stream. I'm going to play those the most. That's just good for the channel. And then I do make sure to keep in a day for other games. I will say, I am super duper done with the story. Like, I would not be surprised if I have played through the story over 100 times now. Like, it's a good story. Just, you know. Alright, Spear, I figured you would be broken like 6 times over by now. Alright, totally, Falcon. You have yourself a good evening. Sleep well and all that. Yeah, it's a good story the first 5 to 10 times you do it, and then you're like, no, really, I don't want to do the story again. And also, like, I don't want to do... Like, I don't... Like, the lab itself, cool. I'm down with doing the lab itself. Locating and doing all the lab trials, I am very done with as well. I don't know where you all are coming from, but it is getting tiresome. dangerous. Pretty sure the one in the overalls, not the one laying down, but the one we just killed, had a hunting knife. Let's be right here. Please make sure you get murdered horribly in RimWorld. Oh, and the Brittleknee Bee. Excellent. I also watched Brittleknee stream for a very, very long time. I think Brittleknee's probably one of the people I had subbed to the longest, now I think about it. Another excellent Path of Exile streamer if you're into it, Brittleknee. Yep, RimWorld won't be until Sunday, is when we go back to RimWorld. Uh-huh, another horde at the vehicle. No surprise. It's just our life now. And Hero's like, we'll just go downtown, we tell you. That way we can get back before the storm, we tell you. It'll be short. It'll be a nice little happy jaunt. It won't keep us trapped out all night. A new Pokemon. Oh, there's a new Pokemon game coming out? I haven't kept up with Pokemon. Like, I played way back in the day of Red and Blue. Let's see. I know I picked up one of the later ones on the DS, but I actually, like, I didn't get all the way through it. Like, I like the games. It's just one of those things of, I have too many things I want to do with my time and not enough time to do the things I want to do. That, and I'd much rather play games on the computer. So Pokemon, please release your games on PC, thank you. Yeah, Gen 1, you know, I did the whole thing where I got with friends, traded to get all of them, did that whole shebang, you know, finished the Pokédex, the whole kit and caboodle. Like, went through all that. But then it was like, they had the first gen, and they had like this half gen they did. Or, yeah, it's like Gen 2, where it's like they added just a couple more Pokemon, but it's like, Or no, it was the yellow, I think it was, where it was literally first gen, but they just added, you know, Pikachu as one of the starting things. And then like a couple dialogue changes, like it's very much kind of the same thing. Then they had Gen 2, which they added some, and it got to the point when they got to a certain gen where like, I can't care anymore, there's just too many. Like 150 something was absurd for its time. But there's just too many. Yeah, 893. It's like, look, I genuinely cannot care about that many. There's a certain point where my brain just goes, nope, can't do it. Oh, so these are seed bearing now. So we did actually get a harvest out of our strawberries before winter rolled in. I might get those radishes way over there. Gotcha. Yeah. No, like that's the thing. If I was still involved in like the communities and all that around it, I could definitely see still playing it. But it was one of those things that there are just so many games that you can only play this game or that game. Like I did a time I played EVE Online. If you're playing EVE Online as a primary game, congratulations, you can't play other games because it's just too much of a time vampire. Path of Exile, if you're playing, you know, the actual leagues, it's kind of the same thing. You can play Path of Exile, or you can play something else. You just, like, it takes too much time to do stuff. You know, unless you do Standard League, which, to me, part of the fun of Path of Exile is they have their challenge leagues, where usually the league mechanic has, let's be fair, all sorts of jank going on with it. Some of that jank is really fun to deal with, like they'll just spill out too much loot, and you're like, well, that's just the way this league works, I guess. This is the I get free stuff league.